Your IOwn Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your IOwn Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, April 27th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your IOwn Annapolis daily news brief. Is it just me, or is this whole year just whizzing by, man? It seems like yesterday we were saying goodbye to March, and here we are. April is fading away pretty quick. Oh, well, I guess bring on summer and the warm days. Hey, and apologies to everybody that got all upset about that earworm I planted yesterday.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
All right, let's get into today's news, shall we? 2 people were injured in a fire yesterday afternoon in the Heritage Harbor community. We don't have all of the details yet, but just after noon, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to the 2600 block of Compass Drive for a house fire. They arrived and saw smoke showing, and it was reported that there may be a woman trapped. They were able to limit the damage to a single room and the contents. However, a woman in her 80s was flown to a burn center with life-threatening injuries, and another resident was sent to a local ER for treatment. We do not know how the fire started or anything more about the victims. The home was equipped with sprinklers that held the fire in check while the fire department responded. I forgot to mention this yesterday, but Annapolis has given the green light to outdoor dining for another 6 months. This has proven to be quite a divisive issue, with neighbors fighting businesses. It seems that the council is poised to change the city code to allow it permanently, but they are taking the next 6 months to figure out exactly how to do it and how it relates with parking and all of that. Initially, it was extended for a 6-week period, and then Alderman Arnett called for a reconsideration of that vote. Ultimately, it unanimously passed for a 6-month extension. Now, one of the reasons I heard was that Planning and Zoning Department would not be able to study the impacts, notably of parking, in just 6 weeks and needed more time. Well, let's be real here, folks. Any study of parking in the next 3 to 4 years is going to be flawed, with the demolition of the city's prime garage, the rebuild of City Dock, and the rebricking of Main Street all on the agenda. And meanwhile, neighbors will be pitted against the businesses. Rachel Pacella from the Capitol has an interesting article on the debacle that was called school buses this past year. Looks like system-wide, 5% of the buses did not run, but here in the Annapolis area, it was closer to 17%. And despite all the money being thrown out as incentives, the driver shortage does remain. One bus operator said that he is scared for next year since the school district is adding 25 different routes to accommodate overcrowding and the new Crofton High School, which is expanding again next year. The schools are trying to address this by making bus transportation an opt-in perk, so you're going to need to opt in your kids to get them on a bus. You want to make sure you read the article over in the Capitol. What I got out of it was that if you've got a kid in public schools, be prepared for more of the same next year. And speaking of schools, Anne Arundel County Public Schools are pretty far behind their counterparts in Montgomery, Baltimore, and Howard counties. The U.S. News & World Reports released their list of best public high schools across the country, and 8 Maryland schools made the national list. Walt Whitman High in Bethesda was the top Maryland school at 104 out of 500. As to the top 25 Maryland schools in the greater Baltimore area, and this does exclude PG and Montgomery counties as they tend to be in the Washington area, South River ranked the highest at number 13. Chesapeake Science Point, which is a charter school, was at number 14. Severna Park was at 16, and Broadneck was at 19. And remember, this weekend, the return of the Spring Annapolis Sailboat Show. The show does open on Friday and runs through Sunday with a ton of new boats and some brokerage boats to literally sail away. You want to get your tickets in advance because they're not going to be selling them at the show. You want to go to AnnapolisBoatShows.com and snag them right now. You know, I can tell when spring really rolls around. I always get asked these 2 same questions. Can you recommend a car detailer? And can you recommend a landscaper? And the answer to both of those is actually yes. If you want on Facebook, go to Detail Dave's Mobile Detail. As I said, they're on Facebook, and he did an outstanding job right here at my house the other week. Couldn't be happier with the job that he did. As for the landscaper, I always recommend Jamie Gonzalez. He's worked with his sons for me for probably about 7 years now. Anything from lawn cutting, spring cleaning, fall cleaning, retaining walls, larger landscaping projects. He's not on Facebook, and I don't feel real good giving out his phone number, so just message me and I will give you his phone number if you are interested in a landscaper. And for the local business spotlight on Saturday, former Capital editor Rick Hutzel and his new venture, Meanwhile in Annapolis, and next weekend, One You Love Home Care. All right, that's it for the news, but first a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company, the Roof Guy Annapolis, and Rehab to Perform. All right, so now hang tight. George Young from DCMDV Weather is standing by with your locally forecast weather report, and because it is Wednesday, we do have Bridget, also known as BeeprBuzz, with all of your music news in Annapolis After Dark. All of that coming up in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Let's make 2022 the year that you freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDV Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDV Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDV Weather, and this is your IOwn Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, April 27th. Yesterday's cold front has moved through the region and will feel the after effects of it today and tomorrow, but conditions should then become very nice once again Friday through the weekend. Look for somewhat cold conditions across the Annapolis region today, with highs only in the mid-50s or so, but feeling more like 40s at times, as breezy winds occasionally gust over 25 miles per hour, with temps tomorrow morning possibly in the 30s in spots, with sunny PM highs probably 55 to 60 degrees for most, ahead of sun and low to mid-60s on Friday, with then a nice weekend on tap, with sunshine Saturday and afternoon highs mid-60s to lower 70s, with mixed skies and 65 to 72 degrees on Sunday, with a small chance of some PM rain showers in the forecast. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDV Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And as always, be sure to download our DCMDV Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hi, this is Gary Ledard, owner of the Roof Guy Annapolis. For over 15 years, my team has worked with hundreds of homeowners to provide the highest quality roofing in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. As a homeowner myself, I understand when it's time for a new roof, you need to find a roofing company you can actually trust. One that will give you the bottom line. No fluff, no runaround. At The Roof Guy, it's my goal to build lifelong relationships and aspire to change what people have come to expect from a roofing contractor by delivering great experiences. So if you're looking for a roofing company in Annapolis or Anne Arundel County that holds the highest standards for quality, craftsmanship, and business reputation, call me today to schedule your free roof evaluation at 410-570-4956 or visit my website at theroofguyannapolis.com.
The music scene in Anne Arundel County is popping, and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, BeeprBuzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Annapolis, BeeprBuzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, April 27th through Sunday, April 1st, which all Annapolitans know as May Day. Go to the socials for Annapolis Streaming and BeeprBuzz, and also both websites for the full schedule and all of the updates as they happen. This has become important again because COVID seems to be silently creeping back into our lives, with cancellations due to sickness occurring again. We update the event and all of the websites with the changes so you know before you go. AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeprBuzz.com. Live music for tonight, Wednesday. Peter James is at Pirates Cove in Galesville. Ben Heemstraw will be on the Keys at Gary's Grill in Severna Park, and Larry Lay will be on the Keys across the street at Brian Baru. Daphne Ekman will be at Reynolds Tavern, and Nikki Stacy will be at 1771 in downtown Annapolis Wednesday night. Thursday, Get to the Point for Brian Ewald. Michael K. of Pretty Big Deal will be at Julep. Dana B. and Greg Schroeder are back at Dark Horse, which used to be the Ebb Tide. Greg Viola of Mad Planet Band will be at Brian Baru. And just down the road, Aaron Hawkins of Loose Ties will be at Mothers in Arnold. And Alexander Peters will be at Reynolds Tavern in downtown Annapolis. Weekend music. Friday night, Guava Jelly will be playing Happy Hour at Ram's Head Tavern in downtown Annapolis out on the patio. The next generation of Annapolis music, Nate Finn and Jack Schenk, will be at Annapolis Market House again. Moran Trip Band Duo will start the night at the Green Turtle in Edgewater and then end the night at Stan & Joe's on West Street, full band. PJ and Neil will be at Gina's Cantina in Millersville, and Big Money Band will be rocking Annapolis Smokehouse. Pete Best of Peterbilt will be at Killarney House in Davidsonville. Timmy Metz Band will be downstairs at Middleton Tavern. And DJ Draco will be at O'Brien's until close Friday night. Saturday, one of my favorites who doesn't play here very often, Chris Diller, will be at Killarney House in Davidsonville. Rickshaw Lizard will be up at the Hideaway, which is somewhere in Odenton. The Music Room with Scott Himes will debut at Mother's Peninsula Grill in Arnold. In Crofton on Saturday, Karma Blue will play at the Community United Methodist Church at their Barbecue and Blues fundraiser for their Zimbabwe mission trip. Here's a good one. Larry Lay will be at Stan & Joe's Riverside Saturday night. And Starbelly will be at the Dark Horse on Saturday night. Both Friday and Saturday, catch DJ J. Crawdads at Metropolitan on the Rooftop. And then also catch him on Sunday night at Tsunami. Sunday Fun Day, which is May Day in downtown Annapolis, and also First Sunday. So you can browse around town admiring all the beautiful baskets and do a little shopping and enjoy the music with West Street closed. Music will be by PJ and Neil, the Pretty Music Academy Bands, Alley Cat with Allie Pinsky, Unified Jazz Ensemble, the Children's Orchestra of Violins, and Naptown Funk. If you like blues, you'll want to check out the Miller Brothers Blues Band up at Severna Park Tap House Sunday. We don't get a chance to see these guys perform in the area much anymore, so make it a point to stop up there and check them out. At Pirates Cove in Galesville, you'll find Doug Segree and Eric Scott. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of the Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeprBuzz.com, spelled BeeprBuzz. Music is back. I'll see you out there.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
You've been listening to the IOwn Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, IOwnAnnapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at IOwn Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.